How to Draw a Eurypterid with Max and Allie. Today, we will be teaching you how to draw a eurypterid. Eurypterids, or sea scorpions as they are more commonly called, belong to the arthropod group, the subphylum Chelicerata due to a mouthpiece they have called the chelicerae, and the class Merostomata, which they share with horseshoe crabs. The eurypterid we will be drawing is the Eurypterus remipus. Eurypterus remipus is the state fossil of New York. They were alive sometime in the Paleozoic era, going extinct during the Permian-Triassic extinction event. They were dominant predators in ecosystems they lived in, commonly found to be the apex predator of most of them. To start, draw two circles on top of each other, with a triangle on the bottom of the two. The first circle should be slightly smaller than the second. It should look something like an ice cream cone. Remember to keep your lines light in this part, as this is just the structure of our drawing and these will be erased later. Next, we are going to define the head of the eurypterid by following the curves of the top circle. The body of a eurypterid is broken up into three sections, the first of which is the head, or more usually named the prosoma. You can identify a eurypterid head as it usually has a definitive U shape to it, even in its fossil record. Next, we are going to create the tergites, or the little body segments in the middle. Starting from the head, add these curved rectangle shapes down the second circle. These rectangles should be decreasing in length as you go onwards. On average, there are about 12 of these segments on a fully grown eurypterid. When you hit the bottom triangle, the rectangles should start to taper off towards the tip. Fossils of these guys commonly ended up being their chitinous exoskeleton, which was commonly the tergite as it had the most segments to it and it was very resistant to weathering. At the end of the eurypterid is a pointed tail section known as the telson. It varied in use, sometimes as a pointed stinger, a paddle for swimming similar to a lobster, or a pair of gigantic pincers used for grabbing prey. Next, we're going to add eyes to your eurypterid close to the middle of the head. Not mapped but present are extra smaller eyes located in the center of their head. These eyes are called ocelli. These were used to see finer details in their environment, such as spotting out smaller prey. Now, we are going to add the arms of our eurypterid. Eurypterus remipus have 10 appendages, 5 sets of matching pairs. The attachments at the front are the prosoma. The prosoma have variation to them occasionally, but were commonly used as C4 walking legs. Start with 2 tiny triangles at the front of the head. These are the chelicerae, which were either small pincers or massive claw-like appendages. Next, add a curved line on each side of the head that you will use to create the second set of arms. Add little lines to both sets of arms. These little hairs are used as small sensors for their leg, similar to the whiskers of a cat. Create another pair of arms by making a boomerang shape under the other arms we just created. Cover these in little lines as well. Make a second boomerang shape facing the opposite direction below the previous set. Now, we are going to draw the largest set of arms. The 2 last and largest limbs formed as paddles, which the eurypterids used to swim. Thus, they were very unceremoniously dubbed swimming legs. Lightly draw a reference line away from the torso and add a circle at the end of it. This will be the reference for the arm. From the torso, draw several half squares until you reach the circle. Trace around the circle and repeat on the other side. Add lines to both of these arms. And now, assuming you followed along, you have drawn Eurypterus remipus.